Hey, I'm Andrea, and I'm here to talk about my new sweater, Firefly Glow, which is what I'm wearing now. This is a top-down sweater, so you cast on for the neckline, and then you'll work the yoke with shaping in there, work the body, work the sleeves, and then lastly, you'll pick up and knit for the neckline. The sweater does have some short row shaping at the back neckline, and that helps it to fit a little bit better so that the neckline is a little bit more comfortable. If you find sometimes that the necklines of these kinds of sweaters are a little too high for you, this is a good option to have that short row shaping. And I have optional, the ribbing here is corrugated ribbing. Sorry, I forgot for a second there what it's called. So it's 2 knits of the dark and 2 pearls of that neon yellow. And that ends up with just 2 plain rounds of the dark color. And that way you get kind of a nice clean edge there. And I did the same on the body of my sample, as I've got that corrugated ribbing for the body. And I give instructions in the pattern for just regular ribbing, if that's what you'd prefer. But I really like the way that it balances the really bright color with the dark color, kind of like the cuffs and the yoke kind of balance things out with the hem and all of that. So I want to talk about the yarn for the sweater. I'm really grateful to Spin Cycle for providing yarn support. I used 2 different of their bases. The main color here is called Nocturne. Well, the base is called Nocturne. And the contrast color here, this neon yellow, which kind of fades into gray, that is their dyed-in-the-wool base. They work really well together. They're not exactly the same, Nocturne and dyed-in-the-wool. Nocturne is a non-superwash merino, pretty sure, and the dyed-in-the-wool is a superwash merino, but they are both about the same gauge. It's listed as sport. I kind of feel like it's a little closer to fingering weight, the way that I usually use fingering weight. So when you're looking for if you'd like to substitute yarns, I would think go more toward fingering weight. Definitely not like sport DK. So sport is good, but DK is going to be too heavy. This does have kind of a lighter gauge. It's about 30 stitches to 4 inches or 10 centimeters. And I love that gauge for a sweater because it's just really versatile. It's lightweight, but cozy. The Spin Cycle yarns are both really soft. So I'm wearing this without anything. It's just a tank top underneath because I find it really soft and comfortable to wear right next to the skin. It's designed to have a little bit of positive ease, so I'm wearing mine with, I think, about 4 inches of positive ease. I'm trying to remember from the pattern, but yeah, it's about 4 inches. So I like this kind of sweater to fit me just like kind of comfy, cozy, not too tight, but not like oversized. The ribbing does draw in a little bit at the cuffs and at the hem. And that way you get a little bit of that little blousing look, but not super dramatic. So it's kind of just a casual fit. This is one that does have some waist shaping, so that's optional as well. And there's some tips in the pattern for if you wanted to omit the waist shaping, or if maybe your hips are a little bigger than your bust and you wanted to do A-line shaping, a little bit about how you might go ahead and do that. I think if you were looking to substitute yarns and you needed something a little bit more affordable, I personally do love the Nocturne, where it's kind of like a marled look, like especially the neckline. You can kind of see how it's a bit marled, variegated. It almost looks like stripes, but really subtle stripes. I love that look, but my testers all used solid colors for the main color. So something like Mondine from Rosa Pomar would be a really nice option. There are a lot of sock yarns that could be a good option, but make sure that you're not choosing something that's too slippery or super soft. Like yarns that have a ton of drape might not be ideal because this sweater doesn't have seams. So seamless sweaters, not a ton of structure. So you're going to want to choose a yarn that's either not machine washable, or if it is machine washable, it's like doesn't have like silk or alpaca or anything that's going to grow vertically, especially for adult size sweaters. They just kind of can go out of shape. If you use something that doesn't have a little bit of grip to it, or a little bit of toothiness, a little bit of elasticity. So wool is really great because it's bouncy, but you don't want to lose all the bounciness if you have something that's like super gooey soft. So choosing something with a little toothiness, or something that's like some plies that are going to give you a little elasticity. Okay, well, that video got cut off accidentally, so I'm wrapping it up here. You can get this pattern on Ravelry and on my website. It is called Firefly Glow. I hope that you like it, and thank you for